Hey, it's been a while since we've recorded just us, so
A lot's happened.
crazy. Yeah, it's a brand new year. It's January 3rd, 2025, and we have two kids, which is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, happy new year to everybody. I'm personally excited to start a new year. How do you feel, Josh?
Dude, I already feel tired. I already feel tired. It's 3 days in and I'm tired.
Yeah, we're starting out in the newborn phase, so we're surviving, but we are definitely beat to say the least. So hopefully all y'all out there are getting more sleep than me and Josh are, because it's rough out here. But are you hopeful for the new year?
Yeah, I'm very hopeful. I'm hopeful that we'll get more sleep within the next couple of weeks. And then I'm also hopeful there's just a lot of really cool things that are going to happen with our family this next year. Some cool stuff with business, opening up some new businesses, opening up an office in Miami, and then we're scaling a new business venture that is going to be really scalable, that I'm really excited about. Like the barrier to scale it to into the millions, like tens of millions, or maybe even like the sky's the limit on it. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, there's definitely exciting things coming.
We have hopes of being able to travel, but we'll see. Like we want to.
Yeah, I'm really trying to manifest and put it out there that we're going to go to Asia this year. So we'll see if that happens. But my sister still lives in Vietnam, and so I would like to make it out to Southeast Asia, hopefully Cambodia this year, Vietnam, Thailand. Those are my top. But I'm also like, I don't know if I'm just getting so many reels thrown my way from Japan, but I'm like,
Dude, I've been getting a ton.
I'm like, am I supposed to go to Japan, or is like Japan tourism just like pushing
Dude, our
right
phones
now?
just heard us talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's just like sending us a ton of stuff now.
Yeah. So anyway, maybe Japan, that would be the coolest, I think. But I was talking with my sister Holly today about that, and she goes to this sushi restaurant, and the guy she was talking to said that if we go, or if she goes, whatever, his advice is we should go to Okinawa, if that's how you say it, not just Tokyo.
Okinawa?
Yeah. I guess he was just saying the food is the best there.
Do you know what
and the people.
Okinawa is famous for?
No. What is it famous for?
There's two things.
What is it?
Number one, probably one of the most famous things is World War II. The U.S. tried to capture the island of Okinawa, and it was one of the bloodiest, it was insane how much death there was. So kind of scary, kind of sad, but it's also really beautiful. And it's like a tropical area of Japan.
Okay.
But it's like there's a lot of people that died. A lot of people that died there.
Oof. Yeah. I guess the guy was saying to my sister that it's like really authentic Japan. Like it's really cool. So I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, we'll see where we end up traveling. But yeah, I was just going to say this year I wanted to kind of pick a word for our family, and you, I think, also picked a word too. I mean, and then I have kind of like a quote too that I wrote down. I usually try to do that every year. I want to like start making like a New Year's book, or like, I don't know, write it down in a scrapbook or something though, because it's annoying when I pick a word and then I don't remember it, or
I don't remember the word I picked last year.
Yeah. It's like, if you don't write it down or put it somewhere, how are we going to remember it? So we need to make like either a vision board or write it down somewhere that we can see. So this year, my word is going to be adventure. I just wanted to, since last year was a little bit heavy with pregnancy and losing my dad and a lot of things that were just really, really traumatic and sad, I wanted something fun to, I don't know, just focus on this year. So I just want more quality time with family, with friends, and just make more memories together as a family. So hopefully this year for us is adventurous. So that's my word for 2025.
So my word, I hope this doesn't make me sound vain, but as an entrepreneurial family, we've had to be very patient with like our finances. You know, when you build a business, it's like planting a tree, and you can't pluck fruit off the tree before it's ready. And so the word of this year is money. because I'm tired of like I'm tired of not picking fruit off the tree, essentially. So I think it's how many years has it been now? Is this going into year 5?
Of when you opened up in Washington, Zunex?
Yeah. Like this next summer will be the 5th summer, correct?
Well, because we got married October 2020, right? And so you opened up Zunex in 2021, like early
February
2021.
of 2021.
Yeah. So
So this next summer will be the 5th summer.
yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm freaking ready. Like I'm ready to have some lifestyle changes. Like we've been really patient with it. And we put off a lot of things in hopes of getting more later.
So I'm getting a new car.
Maybe.
I'm getting a hot mom car, baby. Just kidding.
You already have a hot mom car.
I mean, it's fine. An Acura RDX. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We might need to upgrade though. I don't know what I would even want, honestly. We're both like not really big car people, but I don't know.
I don't really have a lot of wants, honestly. I just want more freedom to do whatever we want to do whenever we want to do it.
I just want to travel.
Yeah.
And I want to buy a house. But, you know, I know a lot of people are kind of in that same boat, like wanting their own house, but it's hard out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think a lot of millennials are in that same boat. But and then I wrote down a couple quotes too. So something that I have struggles with is a mixture of like overthinking but also people pleasing. And so I was watching a video on Instagram and this girl was talking about how if you're like a highly empathetic person to like observe, not absorb. And so I wrote that down. Hopefully this year I can try and not absorb too much, especially like bad energy.
But who introduced you to that girl?
Yeah, you did. What's her name even? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Is it Chelsea or something? I don't know. I can't remember. But no, she's really inspirational. She's cool. Mm-hmm. But just really like asking myself what's worth my energy and what's worth my time. Because I think a lot of the time I can absorb too much of other people's energy and it's probably not the best of energies, you know? So just being more aware of that is kind of my goal this year. So any quotes that you have, Josh, or thoughts that, I don't know, you want to implement this year?
I didn't think of any quotes. There's definitely some things that like I have some goals of things that I could tighten down on. Like we're just in a weird phase of life right now. Just the newborn phase is one of those moments. It's like a 2-month moment where it doesn't last very long, but you're so freaking sleep deprived that it feels like there's not really a start or end to your day. Like days bleed into nights and nights bleed into days. And so like for me, honestly, I'm so freaking tired right now that I don't know. I'm kind of in survival mode at the moment, but just like thriving this year. You know, I think that the things that you and I have kind of learned together as a marriage, in our marriage, is that whether we thrive, a lot of it has to do with things that are within our own control and us just doing those things. And when we don't, it's kind of on us. Like when we make ourselves, our relationship a priority, instead of just, you know, hanging out at home with our kids. It's not that we don't like hanging out with our kids. We love hanging out with our kids, but making it intentional to go out and do things together, like we did in Washington, like that's something that we should do.
You're talking about like intentional date nights?
Yeah,
and
like
stuff?
intentional date nights. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like things like that play a huge role in how we feel about each other, and making sure that we just stay out of out of roommate mode.
Yeah. Speaking of roommates, Josh.
What?
We've been watching that show on Netflix called The Worst Roommate Ever. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen it, you should look it up, but it's pretty intense. It's like a 2-season whatever show about people's roommates who basically went psycho.
Dude, 2 of the roommates freaking killed their roommates' pets.
Yeah.
Like one of them killed a dog, and another one killed one of them killed their cats.
Yep. Actually, one of them was filmed or happened in Salt Lake City, and then another episode happened in Washington State.
Yeah, actually, so they found the bodies in a bag, like in a suitcase, 2 weeks after I proposed to you in the same area.
Yep.
Like where I proposed to you in Alki Beach, they stuffed dead bodies into suitcases.
It was just crazy seeing the date because it was April 2020. And I'm pretty sure it was closer to the end of April. And Josh had proposed to me in the beginning of April. And we were like, dude, 2 weeks after you proposed, somebody got chopped up and were put into suitcases. Anyway, that show is crazy. So look it up if you guys haven't seen it yet. You're talking about just like intentional date nights. And do you have more to say on anything?
Yeah, honestly, I think another thing that we should both be intentional about is just taking care of our bodies. Like we talked about it earlier, we spend way too much on food delivery. Like we need to delete that crap off our phone because it's like a problem. It is a problem, dude. And if there was a way to delete Amazon out of our life too, I'd say we need to delete that as well. I'm so freaking glad Christmas is over. I'm tired of Santa dropping off packages at our house. So sorry. If you guys could see Caitlin's face right now, the look on her face. It's like a look of guilt, but also not sorry at the same time.
Okay. Sorry, not sorry. No, but seriously, I've thought about doing that, like just deleting Amazon for a while.
Dude, could we do it?
Yeah.
Could we have a year of no Amazon?
You know what I thought about? I feel like you introduced me to Amazon.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
There's no way in hell.
Yes, you did. I'm not kidding. I never had an Amazon account before until I lived in Oklahoma with you.
How often was I buying things on Amazon?
I'm just telling you, like, I didn't even have an Amazon. And then once we were like dating, I was like, ooh, Amazon.
Dude, what the hell was I thinking?
I'm just saying,
that
like,
was like Pandora's box.
I want to like see from 2020 till now, like how much I've spent on Amazon.
It would make me really sad.
We need a dollar amount.
If we could figure out what the dollar amount was, what it was, and what's still being used in our house.
It'd be low. You think?
What's being used still? Yeah, I think it'd be super low.
Really?
100%. 100%.
Because you think I just buy things and never use them after that?
You answer the question. I think that Amazon is toxic. Truly, I think it's super toxic.
Let's do a poll on the podcast.
Like, I think
is Amazon toxic?
It's like the perfect thing. It's like the perfect storm for millennials who love instant gratification but also love presents. It's like we were like the generation that had the very first taste of instant gratification, but we also remember not having instant gratification. And so it's like this weird combination of instant gratification and then delayed gratification at the same time, because it's like you're getting your own box, you're getting your own gift. And so like it strikes these two sides to us, I think, that is really weird. And I don't know that it was ever intentional of Jeff Bezos, but I think it does something to our brains that
it's a dopamine hit every time.
Yeah, it's a dopamine hit once you get the box, and it's a dopamine hit when you buy it, like
true.
even beforehand.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's like our wallet, my wallet doesn't stand a chance.
We need to talk about that, but I think we could do it. I think we could delete Amazon and DoorDash.
Like, are we committing to that right now on this podcast?
I'm kind of thinking we should. That'd be kind of cool.
Dude, you're not going to hear a single complaint from me.
I
will 100% give up. I will gladly give up DoorDash if we give up Amazon.
Oh, so you're saying you struggle harder giving up DoorDash?
Yeah, 100%, dude. I'm like the key. My overindulgence. You know me. I'm not somebody that ever. I'm not like. How often do you see me buy things for myself? It's like never. I never do. I don't have a lot of wants, but my weakness is food. Like if I'm somebody, like the one area that I'm going to overindulge or overspend has always been food. It was like that when we were dating, and it's like that in marriage. Mm-hmm. We like to eat.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we will revisit this, but I feel like I could.
You said it.
I'm saying I think I could commit to deleting Amazon for
You've already committed.
Like a couple of months and see how it goes.
No.
I don't want it to be for the entire year though.
You said it though.
I don't want to commit to a year though. I didn't ever commit to a year.
You said that you could.
I could. Doesn't mean I want to.
Hey, well, it matches perfectly with my word of the year, which is money. Not spending on Amazon. Like really though, how much value does Amazon actually add to your life? versus how much stress it adds to mine.
Well, I'm thinking about like diapers, for example. I just barely ordered diapers. Like that's something that I would want, on Amazon to come. Like just stuff like that. It's so easy.
No, you gotta like make the decision, buy that crap in bulk from Costco. Because if you like buy it from Amazon, then it's like, what if I buy something adjacent to diapers, like pajamas for Indy, or like we got to make it old school. Like if we're gonna spend money, let's make it more intentional. Because right now it's very easy to be unintentional with spending with DoorDash and Amazon and these instant gratification things.
Okay, so speaking of that, let's talk about, I wrote down a list of ins and outs for 2025. And one of the things on my outs is impulse spending.
All right, so you've already committed to it.
I mean, yeah,
it's out for the year.
It's out for the year, but
it's out for the year.
Okay, if you can promise me that we're still gonna like travel, then maybe.
Dude, it's like the only way we're gonna is if we don't spend on Amazon.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so let's talk about ins though first. We'll start with the positive. So first, podcasts, of course. Is an in. Decluttering. I just feel like there's a lot of stuff in our house that I just still haven't gone through, like piles of things that I'm just like, why haven't I not, organized that? So
it's that Amazon stuff.
I know, seriously. Like I'm sure some of the stuff that I've ordered on Amazon's in those little piles. I put minimal makeup just because I feel like it's easier as a mom to not wear as much makeup, and
you look hot anyways, so
thanks.
It's fine.
I put cold plunge and sauna.
Yeah, let's get it.
Therapy, like talk therapy. Self-care, prayer, getting outside, tapping into creative hobbies, more cooking. This is for me, but journaling and reflecting, intentional time, like I said earlier, with friends and family, being grateful, and traveling. So what are your ins, Josh? You have any thoughts on any of those? You want to add to any of that?
Well, I agree with a lot of them. Mm-hmm. I think simplification is a big one.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like necessarily reducing, but maybe like in business, say there's something I just don't like to do, but it needs to get done. Finding a way or a system to make sure that it gets done. So I don't know, just finding ways to be smart with our time and with our resources. I feel like that's really broad.
No, I like that though. Like just simplifying your life.
Yeah, simplifying some things. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, like I know myself, I know that I'm happier when I'm in shape or when I'm in the process of getting in shape. Which is funny. Like I find that as I'm like getting in shape, I'm happy. I find myself happier even before I get to like my end goal. It like changes something about my mental state and like how I view myself. And I think that for us to do what we need to do this year, that's going to be a big part of it. What's in would be eating healthier, like more intentional. Out, DoorDash, Amazon. What's in is finding more babysitters so we can go and do things as a couple. More traveling. Something that we haven't done a whole lot recently is staycations. Like I love just going out and doing little day trips with you. Mm-hmm. So I think that we should be intentional about doing something like that.
Yeah. Well, we talked about staying at a hotel in January. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we can do that. There's a lot of cool hotels in Utah. And like you said, just staycation options and stuff in like Park City, up the canyons, all that stuff. Okay, so I'm going to read the outs. So for me, I did negative self-talk, impulse spending, caring what others think, comparison, excessive food delivery, staying up late. That's going to be hard for me.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oversharing, complaining, forcing friendships, compromising boundaries, crazy screen time, days without movement, scarcity mindset, overthinking, and the need to be perfect. So that's my list. But yeah, I think hopefully this year we can, flip the script and just continue to think positive. What's the opposite of scarcity mindset?
Abundance.
Abundance, yeah. Just thinking in abundance, and especially like you said, when it comes to money, but also spending less, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you're bringing it into you, like the abundant part. So
What are your thoughts on haters?
haters?
Yeah, you said you're going to care less what people think.
Mm-hmm.
Has your opinion of the haters or the op, has it changed over this last year?
Like people that I feel like don't like me personally, or like,
or whether they are outwardly like that or not, like secret haters.
oh, I was actually just talking about this with a girl in my neighborhood, and
Really?
she was posting how all of these people that she doesn't talk to and she knows they've talked bad about her,
Really?
are like some of the first people to look at her story.
In our ward?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, she was saying it's just interesting, like people that are behind the scenes, or however you want to say it, like they're not really in your life, but they're in your life. Like that's like what we have grown up in with social media, right? Mm-hmm. So she was just saying it's interesting that they're some of the first people to look at my stories, to judge her, right? Maybe, or to think things about her, but they don't talk, or she like outwardly knows that they don't like her because of things she's heard. It's just interesting to think about sometimes, like, why is this person following me? I don't know.
Could you imagine actively not liking somebody and snooping on them, but you don't interact with them? It's like, why? If you don't like somebody, why even care?
Yeah, I just think a lot of
put yourself in the position of the hater. Like
what's the motive, right?
Well, I mean, why?
I think a lot of people just like to see what people have going on, right? Because we want to probably compare, or just know what people are up to. I don't know. But it's weird because social media is such a small part of our lives. Like you could look at somebody's posts or stories and think you know them super well, but really it's like a tiny snippet, For me personally, though, I was going to say something that I've done, and I think you've done this too, is mute people. So just like choosing who you follow and being more intentional with that, because I do follow a ton of people on social media, and sometimes it does get overwhelming because I follow a lot of people that I don't even know, like influencers, or it's like you feel like you know them but you don't, right? And so there's just been some people where I'm like, man, I really need to unfollow them. I need to mute this person. Like I need a break, right, from seeing this or that. And I think just being intentional and simplifying that way too, just like knowing if somebody maybe is not good for you or in your life, like you're forcing something. Like that's why I said not forcing friendships. So I'm trying to be more intentional with like that as well, like who I let into my life and what energy I soak up and all of that. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I don't love the haters. So I'm trying to weed out the haters.
I kind of do like the haters.
Why?
I don't know. Like there's something about
you?
No, it's not that it fuels me. What it is that I enjoy that I'm indifferent towards them, and I enjoy that they don't like that I'm indifferent towards them.
Remember we were talking about this though, and we talked about this with Al Caraway too. Like she seems like she is so good at blocking out like the haters and just not caring. Mm-hmm. So what's your advice for that? Because I feel like that's really hard to do.
I don't know. That's not ever really been something that's super hard for me, at least not as an adult. But
you just wear sunglasses at night? No. You block them out that way?
For me, I think that my enjoyment from it comes from like this, I don't know if it's like necessarily a good side of me, because maybe I should just be like, oh, I'm sad that they don't like me, but I'm not that way. Like If somebody doesn't like me and they're just like on the periphery of my life and they like I don't really interact with them, or if I interact with them a lot and then they decide that they don't like me or whatever, it's like, dude, it's your loss. I'm a good friend for one. For the people that I am friends with, they could vouch that I'm a good friend.
Yeah.
And odds are I didn't really care that much about them anyways.
Well,
And
do you
I
think
don't
a
I don't
lot of
mean that in a
times,
way. Hold on, let me finish. I don't mean that in a way to make me sound like I'm a jerk, but I've always been very, very protective of who I absorb emotion from. And I think that that comes from stuff from my childhood. So like for me, part of me is like, I have like a mischievous side to me where I enjoy knowing that me thriving bothers people. It's like, watch me shine. I'm going to keep shining. So you can keep hating if you want, but I'm not going to stop. And the reason why I'm not going to stop is because I don't care about you. I don't care about your opinion. No, and no, you affect my life in no freaking way. But if you want to stop and admire and be jealous, be my guest because it's not going to stop me from doing what I know I need to do. It's not going to stop me from being a good person. It's not going to stop me from trying, because a lot of times when people point fingers of blame, what they're pointing fingers at is people being imperfect, but nobody's perfect.
or do you think they see something in you that they wish they had?
I think sometimes.
Yeah.
I think more often than not, that's probably what it is for most people. Not just me, but I don't know. Like there's a part of me that enjoys it in some odd way, and it's not like at the forefront. It's more of like at the back of my mind. Of like, huh, you might not like me, but you're paying attention. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the zoo. I feel like similar to you, where I'm like, I know I'm a good person, I'm a good friend, and I hype people up. And a lot of the people that I follow, like I get excited for, right? And I'm like super happy for. And if you can't reciprocate that same energy and be happy for me and my wins and hype me up, like exactly what you just said, like I don't need that. I don't need that energy in my life either. So I definitely like want to channel more of your aura and just mindset of just degaff energy. So
Is that what my aura is?
yeah, I feel like you're pretty degaff like most of the time. I'm
I
not.
mean, I am to most, but I would say that like I'm not that way, but like I have a very small circle of like caring.
That's also in, I think, is small circles.
Yeah, so I have a small circle of caring.
Yeah.
I care deeply about the people that I work with. I do. I care deeply about my family. I care deeply about the friends that I have, which admittedly I don't have like a ton of really, really close friends, but that's because honestly I don't feel like well, even before I married you, I wasn't looking for you to fill a hole that I needed filled through friendship. I just liked you and you felt the same towards me. So I just don't feel like I have like absence in my life, I guess. I mean, there's definitely things I can work on, but I don't feel like, I think that kind of like a random segue. Like when people leave the church because they're offended by somebody that did something, dude, I could care less. I'm not here for church because of the chick that sits in front of us, like 2 rows in front of us. I don't even know her. I don't care what she has to think about or what she thinks about our son and how loud he is or he isn't. There was nobody that was like that, by the way, but I'm just saying people's opinions to me don't matter to me too much until I care about their opinion. And people's opinions have to hold weight. And it's not that I don't give weight to people's opinions, but it's like I have like a filter that I sift the world through. Like I have a lens that I view it through. And I think that this is good and there's some bad aspects of this. But like unless I have a significant reason to care about something that you have to say that like is about me that could be negative. Like if I don't agree, because I feel like I'm a fairly self-aware person. Like there's people that have a significant amount of like cognitive dissonance that think things of me. But the funny thing is that when it comes, sorry, I feel like I'm rambling. The thing that I've noticed in people that point fingers, oftentimes they expect this amount of self-awareness out of you that they can't reciprocate themselves. It's like they expect you to be a certain type of friend, a certain type of leader, but they themselves are not what they're expecting out of you. And so it's like, who are you to point a finger at me? It's like, we're both like trying here. It's like, why should your finger pointed at me mean any more than the 3 fingers that you have pointed back at yourself while you're pointing at me?
I get what you're saying.
Anyways, F the haters.
F the haters, no forced friendships, small circles, degaff energy. Yo. But we did a poll on our podcast page and like our personal pages, kind of put it out there to see who would reach out. And so the question was, what's one habit you secretly hope your partner, family member, or best friend will give up in 2025? And everything was anonymous. So we're going to share some of those responses because they're pretty funny. I tried something with this to see if anybody would leave a voicemail, and no one did. So guys, you should leave voicemails for us. But I could see maybe why people wouldn't want to, because there's a chance that you could maybe decipher their voice through the voicemail. I'm not sure. But we did get a lot of like submissions, you know, instead of voicemails. So so the first one that we got was drinking whiskey throughout the week.
That's one thing they want their spouse to give up.
I mean, they didn't say if it was their spouse, but I'm guessing it probably is.
I've had whiskey. It's not very good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I would say throughout the week is probably not the best. I'd say leave it for the weekend, but even then, probably not the best. But teach their own, I guess. Yeah, I just think hard liquor can be really intense.
I honestly just like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, as somebody that's tried edibles, this is the truth. Sorry if this is TMI for anybody, or if my mother or my grandmother's listening. I've had edibles and I've been drunk before. Alcohol tastes like crap. Like, it's not good tasting. It's not good tasting. Like, I understand the
like mixed
enjoying
drinks,
the
even
like even then, it's like you taste something good on the front end, but on the back end, it tastes like you have to make a weird face to get past it. Like I do, at least. And you know what? Maybe that's just maybe I'm just a pansy. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure some people would say that I am. It just doesn't like. It's an acquired taste. It's not something that somebody would just pick up, drink, and be like, "Ooh, that's delicious." Like if somebody,
well, especially
like
whiskey,
if people didn't get the after effect that was desired of being drunk, I doubt people would drink it as much. I just don't think that people would.
No, I think it's a huge part of how it makes people feel for sure.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'd rather pop 2 little gummies and have like a microdose without having to taste shit in my mouth. Pardon my French. And then,
oh my
like,
gosh.
I just don't get it. I don't get alcohol.
Yeah, but I think everybody has their things, and you know, like to me, I feel like there are some drinks that are good. So, like, I think wine's good. I know a lot of people don't, but like,
it's not good.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just saying to each their own, right? Like we all have opinions, but the thing that I will agree with, and if you don't follow Doc Amen, you should, but he always talks about the brain and how things affect your brain. And like, it's just facts that alcohol, you sleep worse, like you perform worse. It messes with your brain. Like, it's just, but even micro doses of THC, same thing. Like it's not good for your brain. So
for people that have never done it ever, that's okay. You don't need to do it. But if you want something that can kind of feel like a small microdose of THC, but actually is healthy for you, if you go sit in a 220-degree sauna for 15 minutes and then go sit in an ice cold bath of water for 5 minutes, and then you go sit in a chair and just like put your head back and just close your eyes, you'll feel like you're floating, and that kind of feels like a little edible.
Go to plunge.
But that is healthy for you. It's super healthy for you. And that was one of the weird things that, like, I was surprised at how similar that feeling was. But
it's definitely a high for sure.
Yeah, and it's not unhealthy for you, and it's natural.
Yeah.
And it significantly lowers your cortisol, your stress levels, and for me, it's like a reset.
Well, and it helps your sleep too.
Yeah, I sleep so deep. And between the assistance with lowered anxiety, like a lower baseline level of anxiety, and and just feeling better and getting good sleep. That's why I do it.
Yeah. So anyway, all those things aren't good, but plunge is
and
good.
just so everybody knows, I have had alcohol and I have had THC, but I am not a habitual alcohol user.
Okay.
Just so my bishop knows.
I'm sure
We do our best to we obey the word of wisdom.
I'm sure our bishop's not listening, so
Yeah.
but thanks for that, Josh. Okay, so the next response, for the spouse to finally stick to the family budget.
I swear I didn't put that in there.
Can
That
you
wasn't
really?
me. That wasn't me.
You feel the same though, right? I'm sure there's a lot of spouses out there who feel the same.
Do you think that was a husband or a wife that put that in there?
I bet that was a husband. Is my guess.
Mm-hmm.
I think you secretly threw that one in there.
I didn't. I swear.
I'm just kidding. The next one, Josh, you can also relate to this. Mouth noises. Oh my gosh.
Bro. I actually read about this and that it's like a response that ADD people have or ADHD people have. It's like something with our brains. Like it like overstimulates us in a way where it's like nails on a chalkboard. And our son has recently been doing this weird thing where he says that he's making cute noises and he whimpers like a puppy.
He's like,
I'm like, Noah, please don't. I love you, but please don't.
I don't think we ever could fully understand how overstimulated we would get as a parent / the patience that you have to
Dude,
apply.
Why the hell did nobody tell us? Like, that's like 95% of being a good parent.
Controlling your emotions.
Is controlling your own emotions for being overstimulated by your kids. It's like,
yeah.
Why was that not talked about? Do you realize that wasn't talked about to us?
Yeah, I feel like
nobody mentioned that.
Yeah, that is one of the hardest things for sure.
It is the hardest thing.
Yeah. But I feel like you would feel the same way about me and you have in the past. Like,
about what?
About chewing.
Well, it's because you slap your lips together sometimes.
No,
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. I swear you're a loud eater too. I just don't say anything.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep saying it.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next one is scrolling on Instagram while he's talking on the phone. Like, bro, come on. Just admit, have you ever done that before?
Yeah, 100%.
Have you ever looked at memes and reels while you're talking to somebody on the phone?
Probably.
Or is it more just mindless scrolling?
It's more like mindless scrolling. Or it's like me asking ChatGPT questions and reading the responses.
I just feel like ever since social media and especially like iPhones came out, I don't know. I feel like I definitely want to like rein it back on like just doing so many things at one time, you know? That's why I think it was so fun over Christmas break, like us watching movies and putting our phones down, because I feel like I've gotten so used to just stimulating myself with so many different things at one time that like I get bored even just watching a movie, which is so sad, right? Like, or you're watching a TV.
Admittedly, we watched the same one, Home Alone, like 20 times because Noah kept wanting to watch it. So
Yeah.
Slightly understandable, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was like, let's watch Heaven, but he meant Kevin.
Yeah, he can't say Kevin, so he says Heaven.
Yeah. But I was
And
so
Marv and
happy
Harry.
to watch Home Alone that many times with him because I'd rather that than like weird YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
And Home Alone is for sure the best Christmas movie.
Dude, he loved watching Marv and Harry get what was coming to him.
Get the paint can to the head.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I just mean like me personally, I just hate that I do that sometimes, like talking to somebody on the phone and I'm doing something else at the same time. Like, I just think it's lame, right? So I agree with this response. Picking his nose is the next one. I can relate to that
one in there?
I literally have watched you pick your nose and put a booger on like the wall or something.
Or flick it.
Dude, that's so freaking nasty.
Okay, let's be honest though. I'm not like putting it straight in the middle of like a wall on our house. You're making me sound like a gross pig. It's not the case.
Is it though?
No, it's not like at all. All.
I feel like you've done that before, bro.
Like maybe in my life, but
You're
like I
maybe
look at
before
the
I knew
same.
you.
It's like I look at the same white walls in our house as you do. I'm not like wiping my boogers straight on the middle of the wall and just walking away.
I feel like Noah's doing that probably.
Dude, Noah does do stuff like that. He picks, dude, Noah's like sat on my lap, picked his nose and wiped it on me.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, next one. I have a friend that texts things like, oh my gosh, you'll never guess what happened today. Or like, man, I just hate my mom. And she leaves it like that and doesn't expound until I respond. And for some reason, it just bugs me. Like, just keep going. It's a text. Maybe I'm annoying, but I just think it's bait.
It's bait.
It's clickbait. That is kind of annoying though. Like, they're reeling you in like, oh my gosh, let me tell you this story. And then
you're like, then tell it.
Yeah, but it's like, just freaking say it. So basically they're saying like they tell them later on, right? Like they wait until they text them back. Mm-hmm. Maybe they just want to know that they have your attention, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, next one. I wish my husband would be more present and spend less time on his phone. I swear that wasn't me. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. I think a lot of people though can relate to this. Just like we live in a world of everyone being addicted to their phones. So it's not the best, especially like I feel bad when Noah literally says, put down your phone. It's like, oh, okay. That's when you probably know that you've spent too much time on your phone in front of your kids. Mm-hmm. Right? Next response. Pretty sure I know who submitted this one. But it says deer heads on the wall for decor. LOL.
It's probably not coming down. If somebody has put that up there, that's a lifelong obsession.
Deer head?
Yeah.
Hunting.
That's a hobby that's gonna last until he can't do it no more.
Yep. Okay. I was just gonna say this really quick. So I saw a girl post about this, which I liked, because we were saying that when we pick a word or a quote, sometimes we forget what we actually picked. She basically made a collage and she put it as her lock screen on her phone.
Her goals?
Like, it was basically like pictures that she had, I'm guessing mostly from Pinterest, and then like little quotes or little words. And then she set it as her lock screen. So then she would see that throughout the year. Like you would have to be pretty dedicated to that lock screen. Like if you kept it as your background the whole year, that seems pretty intense. But I think, a lot of people do vision boards.
Are you saying you're going to do that?
I don't know. I was just trying to think because one of my best friends does a vision board with her family and it's really cool. She will put up the vision board. I can't remember where in her house, but then she'll take a photo of doing that activity and then she'll put the photo over the like magazine photo, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So it's like she checks it off by taking a photo and putting it over that. So I actually think that that's really cool. I mean, a lot of people do different things. I just thought making a collage and putting it as your lock screen was like another just idea that somebody had that I thought was cool, but you could do a vision board. This year, I don't really want to set like any goals personally yet.
For what?
Well, just in general, like I haven't thought about very, very specific goals yet. Like I just don't know if I'm committing to anything yet, but I
think we get a pass with the newborn phase right now.
Yeah. Like this quote somebody had posted on their story. It was like, hey, sorry I didn't get back to you. I haven't formed a thought in 6 days. And I was like, wait, relatable. Because we were just talking about how sleep deprived we are and it's like hard to even think sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like it's hard for me to even like reflect on last year because I just feel like I'm kind of in the thick of it right now. I have thought about running another half marathon. I don't know if I want to commit to it yet, but I've ran 4 half marathons.
You should just send it and do the full.
I know. I'm like, should I do a full? I don't know, but I always like crave doing marathon again, even though I know it's so hard and I don't know why I want to do it again, but we'll see. Stay tuned on that. If I do another half marathon, maybe do a full. I don't know if I'm ballsy enough to do that. I do think it would be cool to go on at least one hike a month. Like once the weather gets warmer, I love the hiking in Utah. So to go along with my adventure word, I would really like to hike more. And that's really all I can think of at the moment. But I used to do a book club. I do miss doing book club because I felt like I would always read at least one book a month. And I did, you saw, like I did really good with that.
You powered through it.
Yeah. And so I do think it would be good for me to read another, like at least one book a month is something that I've thought about doing again. So
I definitely have a goal to read more books this year. Some for fun. Like I love fantasy books. but then also I need to learn more about business to business sales. And so I need to read a lot of books around that. And I'm genuinely interested to learn things about that. I do have goals I like gym goals. I would really like to get back down to a healthier weight. Like I have a number in mind, but I think that honestly, I think I'm like out of shape so much so that for me to get to that goal, it'd probably take a little bit more than a year. So just being honest. Yeah, I feel like this year is going to be a year of becoming more of ourselves in a good way.
Yep, I'm manifesting all of it. Good vibes. Well, we hope that everyone's hopeful about 2025 and feeling good about it. And I know last year was a really hard year for a lot of people. So I'm just sending out all the love, all the good vibes, abundance mindset, all the things we've talked about, and just happy new year. And thanks so much, guys, for listening to Welcome to the Zoo. And yeah, that's it.